Welcome to Satsang. Let there be peace and love among all beings. Could anyone experience or know or feel or sense or touch and smell without uttering I? Is it possible? So all this creation is sustained by the thought of I, this idea, which doesn't look like an idea, and yet it is expressible. I rises, I wake up, I go to sleep, I dream. And the world appears with this thought of I. Let it be in the waking state, let it be in the dream state. In sleep, it goes back to its seed, it's virtual. So it is said, I is the root cause of the creation, which by nature everybody can see comes and goes, is subject to changes. It's called illusion. It looks like real, but it goes on changing all the time. Illusion, we say. It's an illusion. So, who I am in reality is from where all this rises and where everything falls. And that's always here. It has no shape except the shape of the thought of I and its creation. It has no name, except that we give the name to the first expression, I. So to realize oneself means to realize I am that reality or that substratum, which has always been here, which will always be here. It is not gripped into the time and space. So of course, for the mind to hear this, is quite a news. He will comment it. So there is a tool to bring him back to its source. Whose mind speaks like this? Whose mind thinks differently? Or whose mind is trusting that? So going back to the source of the rising. To indicate, it's an indication, so that one realizes that first it was not I am the body and the mind. So there is nothing to destroy. One has not to destroy the mind. One has not to transform the mind. One has just to see what the mind is. A passing cloud in the sky. So who can be aware of that? What can be aware of that? That you are. So the inquiry or the self-investigation is to always go back from where it rises to whip out the belief that I am what I think I am, or I am what I feel I am. In that way it is said, who you really are can never be an experience or a sense of who would sense it. So all the efforts to attain it is an illusion. It looks like one has to make a tremendous effort not to follow his habits of thinking. That's sure, for a while. So tell me more. This has to be very clear, because you see, from here, from this clarity, which is not realization, but from this clear mind, you can always remind yourself in a direct way, from where I comes from. From where? Because you know, it's very clear now, that it is the I rising I which made us believe I am the body and the mind. It will still rise, but the ownership or the doership can disappear, has to disappear in order to realize the self. So the life will look totally the same for everyone. The senses will act the same way, probably bad habits too, good habits too. But there is no fooling. It's not attribute to a real I. So if there is the slightest unclarity, take satsang to root it out. Or anything else which is important to you, expose it. Let's see what it is together.
I don't understand when you say the thoughts come from who you are, because when I look at the thoughts, they come out of nothing.
Okay.
And I don't feel I'm that. It's like it's not part of me, in a way.
Yeah. Now I ask you, okay, you have the experience it comes from nothing, but who knows it's nothing? Who can utter that? Who says so? Who has this experience?
I have this.
I. If I doesn't rise, And if you don't sit on I am the body mind, you see, you cannot even know or feel anything. It's because of this I thought. So first I thought, and it's a package. It's the objects and the experiences between I and the subject and object. So I, it happens to I. So you cannot say it comes from nowhere. It comes from this rising thought I, which is not alone. When this rising thought comes, it is included, I am the body and the mind. And that creates this so-called somebody's personality. So, it comes from I. And why it is taken for real? Because you take I for real. So what's not clear?
When I investigate, of course, I investigate.
Yeah, let's not touch that now. So what's not clear? Is it clear that it's because we have to ask this question, who am I, in order to simplify and be very direct in the investigation? Because if you ask, for example, what is the universe, which is a very interesting question, but it will not solve anything about reality or illusion or what is it, in that respect of question, you see? So, if you ask about, for example, the mystery of the universe, you will solve it with some answer of scientific who always change anyway in their answer and will ever change. So, you are always in search of something. Why? Because I is taken for granted, for real, and I is just a thought, coming and going. So everything else has the same nature. The objects of I come and go, as I come and go, because you have to see, it comes from somewhere, it rises and it disappears. So it's a thought. It has the nature of everything else. I drink this bottle, it's full, in a moment it will be empty. Everything is changing. Why? I myself, who I think I'm the drinker, real drinker, go on changing. It's of the same nature. So, the reality, it's even too much to say so, but what is there aware? Even when you do things identified, who is even aware of the identification? That you are. And in order to realize that, the most direct way is to hear. Don't step into your mind to search for that. Keep quiet. If you cannot take it, because there is a cause, the habit of thinking is still too strong, there is one very direct tool. To whom this happens? To I. Is it clear? Who am I? And you keep quiet where this arrow brings you. Which is also a thought. It's a tool. That's why it disappears. But the direction of the tool is unique. It just brings you where you never left. So what's not clear?
Just the questioning of what is the I is not really happening.
Okay? Okay. Because the mind must be crowded. It must find some other interest, probably. It's true that to really ask who am I, it is how you call it? It is animated by the desire to be free. That's sure.
I asked many times, but I mean, like last week I found out I never really asked because I was still in the I, somehow asking. I mean, it was not really, I didn't ask really.
And now you ask it?
Of course I ask it.
But you see, when you ask this question, it is, as I said, animated by the desire for freedom. Means, if this I you question has an agenda that you surely want to fulfill, or you have some interest or attachment there, you ask the question with a busy mind. Because it will never allow you will never allow it to just disappear. Because you have an agenda.
Sure, there's an attachment.
Yes, that's why, you see, this question can be asked, in fact, once. Now, it's also a very good tool, but it's more to show you that again and again, you fall into this habit to believe you are the body and the mind. Doesn't matter. Ask again, whenever. Dedicate half a minute, a split second to it. Ask. The thing is that, of course, it has to be clear that it's the only so-called problem, the only illusion. So, there is nothing to do. Why to destroy what appears if it is an illusion? Why to sustain it also if it is an illusion? I just keep quiet in myself and things anyway which belongs to the body and mind continue its life. So what is not clear? No. I is not clear. What did you put as a dress to I? Maybe you've put dark glasses on.
Well, the mind is crowded, yeah. So
the mind is crowded. The mind is crowded. Okay. You want to free your mind? Yeah. To empty it? And what you do for that?
I say to myself, I'm not the mind, I'm not the body, even though I believe it.
Yeah.
And like that.
Yeah, but you can see yourself, the experience you have and the thought, to what it belongs. It belongs to the body and mind.
Yeah.
This you can see. Even if you don't want to realize yourself, you can at least admit that. It happens to the body and to this mind.
Yeah.
And you cannot dedicate, let's say, 2 seconds. You cannot dedicate it not to touch this belief. Just stay alone. Even if you say I, let it stay alone without attribute. Because when you do so, then more and more you will see it's true. There are attributes that I give to myself. It doesn't mean it's myself. Attributes. I had this habit, I learned from very young age, and so on. Attributes. Mhm. The mind has a strength, imagine. All this creation is mine. Habits to think this way, in the flow of thoughts. So have this word, not this, not that. Doesn't matter. Not this, not that. Of course you have to trust the indication. You are already that. If it is not there, then it doesn't. And that trust is there when you want to be free because you had enough experiences in the world, or for some reason you, even young, you had seen enough that you are not happy doing whatever you do. You are always misled, frustrated, unsatisfied. If it is not so, you have to experience more. Forget about this, experience more, welcome when you come back. What to say? Hmm? Yes. You see, it will never work if I tell someone on the street, you are that. You are not the body and the mind. I mean, I myself cannot imagine how this person will listen to. It's impossible. What makes a way into your heart? It's because I want to free myself from something I cannot believe in this world which is offered. I search for something else. That, if you hear this, even though it can blow your mind, but that as a space, the worm is in the apple, as I say. It will make its way. But if that is not there, you are like a duck. It will flow over your feathers. Nothing will penetrate. You see, that desire has to be there. It is this like that. So you have maybe to buy some petrol to put in your desire for freedom. Hmm? Yes.
That desire is still a dream.
That desire is still a dream, yes, my dear. Then what? If you don't have that desire, where do you stay? Tell me. In the dream. And if you have this desire and you fulfill it, where are you?
I don't know.
Good. Very good. The mind going back to its source doesn't know. It will never know. Excellent. So, yeah, we have to pass through this very strange incarnation with this brain who is asking something unique about the subject. It's true. To be able to be aware of oneself. A strange game. Yes.
Okay, I have 1,000 questions going on, so I'm trying to just
Yeah.
be clear.
Yeah.
Did you say at the beginning that you can't sense or see the self?
Yeah.
So if I take that,
Yeah.
and then the path to self-realization is to be quiet, is that correct?
Yes, but what do you mean by quiet? Because now, for
To have
example,
no thoughts, and not to follow the thoughts.
okay, great. Great.
But then if the self can't be sensed or
Yeah.
seen or experienced, how do I know? How does the self know when it's
Yeah.
realized?
Okay. You see, how do I know?
I don't
You
know.
will not know it.
You won't know.
No, because the I you express is this body-mind. That's why it is said to keep quiet is not a state of the mind. That's why it's misunderstood, but there is so far not very good words to indicate. So it is not that the mind keeps quiet now, for example, it is a good circumstance and then it will not be keeping quiet and so what? No. You can keep quiet in the real sense while having sometimes a disturbed mind and sometimes not. So you see, it's a very different layer, I would say. Okay. So when you don't follow your thought, as you say, don't forget to include the I, because thought alone, does it exist? If I doesn't rise? No. So, in fact, it's a full package. Generally, we forget to include I. So, that's why this question is asked. Who is the one who has the thought? I. It's the same thing, in fact. Okay. But who am I? It's a direction to bring you where you already are, but one is confusing himself with the rising. So it's a question to bring you from where this I arose. And there you keep quiet, means don't step. 1 minute is enough, even less. Don't step into the thinking, even though it may appear still. Don't step into it. Because then you don't even touch the I. Because if it is I who doesn't touch the thought, you have not demystified the whole thing. And there, who is there to sense, you see? You will not even try to know because it's gone. That interest has been seen that it is part of the illusion. So you can't sense it, but you keep quiet. Well, but any question, please ask, because you see sometimes it looks you have thousands, but maybe 1 or 2 is enough to clear up also. We never know. So if this itself is not even clear enough, you ask. You don't just follow what I say. You just have to ask. Yeah. Okay. But for everybody it's like this. You may keep quiet, but you just see if it is temporary or not. That's why you see many people have gone to many gurus. And every time why they stayed, it must be that they had such a major experience which made them stay. But it's still an experience. And there is no way out. There will be no experience which is permanent. No experience is permanent. No experiencer is permanent as a body-mind. So, who am I in reality? Will I all my life base myself on that absolutely strong, unquestioned belief I am born because I have this body and mind? The mind cannot take it that direction. It will keep quiet. But question that. From where? From where do you come from? In Zen they say, what's your face before the birth? It means that. What's your face before birth?
Since every morning there's one question that keeps always coming, so it's from where do I come from?
From
where?
Yeah. From where what?
From where do I come from?
Yes, from where do I come from? And you expect again an explanation, or you want to go there?
In the beginning there was, I want to know.
Yes. Because again, if I give you an explanation, you will make an image of it, and you want to reach that, because what you live now, what you experience now, is not what your ideal imagine. So the best is, where do I come from? Already you put I into question. Excellent. It comes from who you really are. It is a wave. It is the root cause wave of everything. So you are that which allows, allows the creation to come and go. That's what you really are. And don't think. Just be where what I say points out. You are that already now. When you are not hypnotized by the belief you're something else. So if you keep quiet there, it's a way to cut the hypnotism. What rises? Tell me.
So then I just stay with the question.
No, you stay where the question finishes. Ask the question in yourself. It ends somewhere. You follow the direction. You see, every question has a direction. What is this universe? Where are you thrown? Into vastitude. What does my cell look like? It directs, you are concentrated on something. It's a direction. So the same way, where I comes from, it's a direction. And you stay where that question is finished. Keep quiet. That's the direction for self-realization. From where the subject comes. It's not. Why you cannot do like the hen? Glug, glug, glug. Why it doesn't come?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know why. I heard it so many times.
What stops? What stops?
No, So you said I have to follow where the question disappears.
Yes, for example, yes.
Yeah, but
But you go where to say but? In the mind. You see, the mind doesn't like this way because it knows it disappears. Now, going on the way to disappear, but, very interesting, my mind, you see, because I trusted all my life as a reality. So, but, very good, he's very happy. He will offer you so many other things. I just say that so that you get aware how we are enslaved to the mind. You can be free. Let the mind come and go, but be freed. Don't be hypnotized by it. So this but, don't put it in the corner. We're telling it's very cherishable. Later on, I'll go back to you. Take the risk to lose it. That's why you see one is not radical. It is said it's not radical because we have more than feeling or understanding. We have a kind of sense. I sense the direction. It's subtle. It's still a subtle something, but subtle. I sense it, and we keep it as a sense, not to be free totally, because there is a but or a if somewhere which we want to keep. So it remains as a sense. As I said the other day, it is uncompromising. It doesn't, you see, to realize who you are, you can't compromise with a single thought. And I think you understand why now, because when I rises, and if you compromise, okay, I will listen to the so-called reality of this one thought. One thought is never alone. It brings the whole creation with it. So it's a question of, do I want to remain in this cycle, or do I want to see what is the nature of that cycle? And it's possible only when you realize yourself. When you know who I am is freedom. Everything else appears and disappears in me. I will not confuse myself for that anymore. But of course, what is given in satsang or indicated has to make sense for your search. You see, it's impossible to impose that. It's only those who somehow want to hear that they will hear. If you search to be the best businessman, it would be a bit mad to hear about this. You may lose your ambition. So it's not possible. So, still you can be a good businessman. But not confusing who you really are for it. Because anyway, this body-mind will play roles. Of course, and what else is it? So you can play roles, but no, it's a play. It is a manifestation of yourself. anything, you still ask, huh? Because it's not good to sit on something. It's really better to expose, even if you know, oh, again I will hear that this is my mind. But it's for you, it's very important. Everybody has different precious thing he likes to keep. So this has to be looked at.
Yes. I feel so the thing that so much has shifted in a good way. Like I'm hearing things in a different way.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I want to expose the thing that I feel might be is because I can sit here in satsang.
Yeah.
And I know that a sticking point for me would be if I heard my son crying. Right?
Yes.
I just know that that's. I know that it's there, competing somehow with this desire for freedom. Is some thing about being a mother, protectiveness, responsibility, whatever. It's.
Yeah.
There have been moments on this trip where I see that that's a place that's maybe.
Touched.
And so. I'm realizing too, like in the middle of the night, if my mind is going like this.
Yeah.
Certain things aren't confusing at all, right? Like, if I'm hungry, I eat. I don't sit there and go, who's hungry?
Yeah.
I just eat.
Yeah.
But I'm realizing that for things like emotions,
Yes.
love, there's a little bit more of a, on this trip, I'm more likely to say, who is experiencing this?
Mm-hmm.
And I see that it cuts a lot of suffering. I mean, it just cuts it.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be, I think, I didn't go there first. I would try to solve things with psychology or whatever because that's what familiar.
Sure.
Now I'm seeing if I go first to who's experiencing this, it cuts a lot. You don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
But I'm exposing this because I'm not sure if something were troubling or causing Theo to suffer, that I would say, oh, who's having this experience of her child is suffering? I might not go there first. I might just react instinctively to...
But let the instinct, doesn't matter, you see, that's what I say. According to circumstances, you just react. And if at all, suddenly you say, oh, I've been doing this.
Yeah.
Do you really think that you lost yourself? Is you play the role you have to play, because it has been like this from birth and in your past and so on. It continues by itself. Some have a different destiny maybe, but you react properly. There is no question to abandon your kid because you have to see it's an illusion and all. I say that because many have done that. Many have done that. Let this illusion continue its own way. You, as a mother, are as much an illusion as anything, even your child is. But it is in the realm of manifestation. And in fact, what is the realm of manifestation? It is the self itself. There is no separation. We make separation because we are still searching, but who am I in reality? You see? So do your job as it has to be done, according to you. It will be anyway perfect and imperfect. In this creation, it's dual. Nobody will be totally perfect or totally imperfect. It's dual. It will remain dual. You see? Play your roles. Doesn't mean that, who are you? If I ask you, who are you? I've been a mother, but in reality, I'm myself. No, there is no confusion, in fact. That's why I don't believe in this part of detachment and all that, you see. Because then you detach, and then what? You became the best diploma I have been detached, I left my family alone. It's an illusion. But they forget to tell the one who is detached is also an illusion. So all these affairs, why to transform that? No, don't transform. Just see the nature of things.
Yeah.
That's all. And you keep quiet. Just see. Put things into proper place. A sun, it belongs to my body and my mind in this creation. I do what I have to do. Who I am. I'm reality itself. As is my son.
Yeah.
As is everything else. That's all. Now, if there is an excuse in this world, or I cannot search myself because I'm so busy with this and that, then it's an excuse. But the one who really wants to know what is reality, what's about all this, if he finds his way in any circumstances, you see. It's not those monks and sannyasin who know better. There is not, I am sure, in number, there are not more sannyasin enlightened than any layman, you say, enlightened. No, it's not a stage of life. It's just this desire for freedom. It can invade anybody.
We keep quiet, we talk always about expresses also in the body mind.
The expression, my expression?
No, if the keep quiet has an expression on the body mind.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Otherwise, I would be too talkative.
Otherwise,
I would be too talkative. You see, some realized once doesn't exist to be one when you are realized, but it's a way to express. They say, when I eat, I don't eat. When I speak, I don't speak. What does it mean? And sometimes they would say, when I eat, I eat.
That's more it.
So, what a trust we have to get. It's always to just root out this machine, which is very logical. You see. So keeping quiet is your nature. But of course, don't say, to be realized to keep quiet. No, it would be false also. But the direction expressed. Keep quiet. It's a direction at a certain moment so that the student, he understand, at some point he will really understand what it means. You see? It's a way to teach.
I ask that because I think I'm making some confusion.
Please tell it.
With some feelings of my body and my energy.
Yes, that's true. It's a
I
confusion.
wanted you to
Yeah,
put it like
whatever is felt in this body-mind is illusory. It is belongs to the body-mind that you thought you were before, or still. It doesn't mean anything about who you are. There is no sign. I think the one who realized leads the most ordinary life you will not recognize by the life.
But you don't
Maybe he has even less Shakti than you. All those phenomena, they arise because of some beliefs of the past, some practice and so on, you see. Or it comes also out of the blue because of whatever. They don't mean anything. You cannot recognize a master through auras and all that. Big yogis, they have auras, they are not realized.
But I don't see on the other. I mean in myself.
You don't see what?
In yourself.
In mine or in yourself? In yourself?
In myself.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that if I can recognize in you that you are.
I didn't hear that.
I don't hear that.
No.
Okay, okay.
Not at all. I just make a point not to confuse or not to again be fooled by signs. You see, a realized man has to be this way, that way. No, he has to be nothing. The body and the mind will continue with bad habits. Then what? It doesn't solve the psychology. But you know for sure once and for all that you are that from where everything comes. Even this one was this habit and that habit. You will not confuse. What is the next question?
So that, because I think I was confusing something but I listened. I'm going to take care of it.
Okay. You see, when you look at the face of Papaji or Ramana Maharishi, it's not because they are the most beautiful person and looking perfect in whatever they have as life. Their beauty is, when you look at them, they don't bring you any object. That's their beauty.
You see, I can come immediately on where I am now. When you say that, it creates me a movement of the heart. I was asking in that sense from the keep quiet, it makes an manifestation, an expression on your body.
No.
Then you said, no, it's just.
You may have some experiences, but don't look at them, otherwise again you are caught. Of course, some experiences may come in the body or in the mind, but don't look at them. One expression, one trap. I mean, one expression taken for interesting, one trap. But this indication is in order to make you keeping quiet where you already are ever, you see. It means be yourself. It is in a second, like you see the snake in the rope. When it is dark, you confuse the rope for a snake. Then this snake, which kind of snake? Somebody comes and tells you, but dear, don't ask so many questions. There is no snake at all. It's a rope. How much time it took? No time. What effort did you make? No effort.
Then you mean, if I understand, I must consider whatever manifestation it is as if it was a thought.
As
If it was a normal thought. And
everything which is expressed is a thought, yes?
then you don't follow it, just be quiet. You go on that.
No, and who has got this thought?
That's what I have a thought.
I have a thought. So from where I rises, keep quiet. Sunday. It's not the mass, the wine of the mass, but coffee or salsa. Bon, who wants more? Toby, a good coffee.
Doesn't look like I need it. Thank you.
Yes, you don't want to express yourself. No. Happy? And you? Who are you? How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. A bit some issues in the last week, but it's okay.
Okay. I don't like this word. If you know me, you would not dare to say okay.
The mind is, I had to think a lot of doing things the last week because I maybe had to leave sooner as I had planned. So you will see. Okay.
Plans are made and unmade.
Yes.
Good.
But I'm fine.
Chaitanya, consciousness. Consciousness is not touching you, it's above. I'm not yet there. Good. I'm sure it will stir up some thoughts. Yeah, you don't want to ask? Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Because that makes me asking questions.
Is
Yeah.
the coffee good?
It's undoubtedly good. The source is good. Were you aware, or are you aware that we pass our life following our mind? I just ask. Because once you are aware of it, it's amazing to see that. In that way, I say we are enslaved to our experiences and the thinking power. And that's why in satsang it is very well all the time there is this obsession to tell, listen, one could be free not to change the mind, not to destroy the mind, but could be freed from the slavery. It's like an hypnotism of the mind. This is actually what is said, repetitively in different ways, but it's always that direction.
Can I just answer you?
Yes.
Well, I know it was a rhetorical question, but for me personally,
Yeah.
it's I follow my mind,
Yeah.
but also a sense, my intuition. I
Yes,
know we talked about
I
this
remember
before.
the first question.
So is the intuition linked to the mind? Is it
Absolutely,
it's the same
it is a tuition in.
Intuition.
Yes.
Okay.
And generally it's tuition out, and then you have a deep sense of, you go inner, in intuition.
Yeah.
And as I already replied you, you remember that? So, of course, it is part of the mind, because the mind has many layers, many layers. And that's how one can have so many different kinds of experiences, you see. And the spiritual experiences are part of the mind, of other layers of the mind which are not touched generally. But they are experiences. So those who indicate, just realize yourself, don't stop at any experience, they will never give emphasis to experiences. Let it be a spiritual one or a very deep one. Because it is still a trap of the mind, you see. Now, for the life, good. You are lucky to have intuition also. But that's for the life, and life belongs to somebody. That's sure. Any question? Your questions are finished.
Right now.
But rather bring them now so that you are always without question. You don't want to bring them?
No question.
No question. So, no question. Good. And if at all there is one, what you would do with that? We never know. Huh?
I can't even answer that.
No? If at all a question comes, even after 10 years of no question,
I would bring the
suddenly-
question to our master, always. If a question is arising, I would bring the question.
yeah?
Yes.
But the master is you, so
So I would look also.
you have not to look. You have not to consider the question. Once for all. Because you step into your mind.
Yeah.
It's like this that people lose their enlightenment. Because for 10 years it's okay. Okay. And suddenly, suddenly, something comes. And they listen. Because it was okay. Then it's not okay. Ah. So, better to demystify the nature of the mind. Brahman. I am Brahman. Brahmasmi. I am the reality itself. My mind can talk anything, doesn't matter. I am Brahman. What happened? Doesn't matter. I'm not sweet. There. What's your name? Yes?
Connie.
Connie. Okay, nice. Happy to be here?
Very happy.
Happy? Okay, nice.
I have seen many satsangs on YouTube.
Ah, on YouTube. And it was me.
Yes. been thinking of coming before, but many things hold me back.
Mhm.
But then 10 days ago, I think, I open up sometimes Papaji's book, This,
Yes.
and there was one thing that I read, and something inside me said, yes, now you go.
Oh, wonderful.
And it was our attachment creates our world.
Yes.
And only in satsang, this is taken away.
Yes.
Something like this. So I said, okay, I have to be in satsang.
Okay. 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 So, real satsang is not geographical. Sometimes you have to go somewhere to hear that, but so now that you know it, is the direction given in satsang. And that you can bring it wherever you are.
Even when I watch YouTube at home.
Of course. Is the direction given, what it is said in satsang. What it is said after all. And attachment, is it not a thought?
Yes, it's thought.
It's a thought.
It's a thought.
So don't touch a thought. Don't
But
touch a thought. But I love it. You have nothing to do with attachment or detachment. You have not to change that. Just don't touch that thought. All is fine in consciousness? Huh? I don't hear it so high. Do you see anything in consciousness? Oh. Absorbed in the natural state of consciousness. Lucky, lucky. Where is Valmiki? Valmiki! From last time.
With a little doubt.
Okay.
When usually when I speak to you,
Yeah.
usually at the end you throw me back to a thoughtless state of mind or whatever when one feels one
Okay.
naturally is quiet there because that is an expression of course, no? It cannot be.
Depends, it
What
depends.
is this?
If you believe it's an expression, it is an expression. Why you want to
No,
know?
my doubt is if still one has to be quiet or keep quiet even there, or I don't know how to say it. My doubt is that.
Okay. You see, once you listen to a dog, it's true that everything gets confused. So we just start fresh again. Because it was not at all what you translate in your mind, you see. It's not thoughtlessness, it's not all these things. It's because you listen, the understanding of your mind, then it becomes stirred up. It doesn't matter. We'll try many times. So, if your mind wants to translate it, know already, okay, he will tell anything, but I am not believing that who I am is like this. It looks like nothing, it's just a thought. I'm not believing that I am nothingness. The mind has a very limited capacity to tell anything about this. He will have some flavor from where he comes from, like you just come out of the bath and you are still wet. Some flavor. So he will speak of nothingness or thoughtlessness or this and that. You don't even take that much. The talk of the mind is an illusion. It's fake. It's fake about who you are. Huh? Okay. So let it come, don't suppress it. Of course, the poor fellow, he likes to tell something. Let it talk, but don't give meanings. You are yourself undoubtfully just now, even having a doubt. Imagine. So know what doubt is. Doubt is when you give value to what the mind suggests. Or when you give value to a description of your mind. It's just a thought.
Doubt is just a second-hand thought, perhaps, because there is
Oh
the
my God, I
original
don't
thought.
go there. Second hand is already very far, so I'm dealing with the first hand.
Because it comes after another one. First you think something.
It's a train. One
one?
thought, it's a long train of thoughts. One thought brings train of thoughts. Train, say? Wagons, trains. Yeah, this is very true. You speak the truth itself.
What I mean is that it's even more worthless than the primary thought, because it's a thought about a thought, so it's not.
You want to go there?
No, I don't. I was just making a comment, not to go there.
Just
no.
Not to go. Yes, yeah, right. That's what you have been doing all this time, not to go there? Or you have been commenting?
I was just thinking that if you were to ask me something, that my mind would not say anything of interest, so I thought, I hope she does not look in my direction.
I think I will put dark glasses so that you can see. No, for this time I would have left you alone.
Because what I would say
Be careful. Yes.
was that the experience, which is still an experience, which my other friends, they come here, they have been without eating almost for 2 months.
They are alive.
They are still alive, yes.
Because they are not there today.
No, they are still alive, they're not eating.
Yeah,
I
very
did not eat
interesting.
for 36 days. But then
Yes.
there was more freedom, I would say. There was more freedom, less
In what?
less I, less ego somehow, less comparing. But it was not enough.
Ah no, it was not enough. You should die. Disbelieve. I taught us to die. It will not die too fast. Never. Even if you die, I thought will not die too fast.
Yeah, it's still an experience.
Ah.
A very
So, you became a bit wise. It is still an experience
Yes.
which didn't give me anything more than an experience. Good.
At least it helped me to understand that what is told about reality is not true. Because I stayed 7 days without drinking and without eating. So I know what science says is not true. So they make up a certain...
Yeah, but you repeat what is said in the books. Huh? I mean, it's okay. It's a scientific experience. So, it's not true, okay. The body can survive differently. In India, you know, it's such a known thing. They eat air, the prana, yogis, or dry leaves. My master was eating dry leaves. Yes. When he was young, not when he was young. Because he tried many things. He tried many things. Yes. But he saw it's not yet that. Huh? I'm still bloodily here. As I. Okay, good. Now you don't do any more fast in your life. This is done. You know what it brings. So?
Still, I have been, that's why I did not want you to look at me, very materialized. Very materialized. And,
materialized?
Yes, materialized, very sillified, I would say.
You see, the fast, it don't bring anything.
No, that was after the fast.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I
Exactly, it
said.
didn't bring anything.
Yeah.
It went into the opposite of eating. So.
Yeah.
Salt, sugar, salt, sugar.
So the thoughts were on salt and sugar. Okay.
That was
But before you did fast, it was about reality or non-reality. What is better?
I don't understand.
You don't understand anymore.
Reality or not reality?
Yes, to discriminate what's real and what's not real. No, after the fast you discriminate what is more real, the sweet or the salt. Interesting, huh? Anyway, it was a good experience. You survive it. You are thinner, more beautiful. So you come to satsang again. So what is satsang?
Yes, it's very important for me. I was realizing how much.
I thought you
still
were realized.
Sorry?
No.
No, I didn't realize. No.
Okay, so you realize how much it is important?
To come to satsang. even
Not
though I
to
come
fall
from
into
far
those
away.
traps.
Yes.
Good. Very good. Welcome. Be serious.
Thank
Go
you.
for it. You didn't fast. You look well.
Can you comment on what you said about Ramana and Papaji when you said they look beautiful because they don't show you an object? Can you talk a little more about that? You just said that.
Well, I hope I don't bring an object myself. You see, you cannot say he has the best nose in the world, the features of his ears are wonderful, the legs are marvelous. You cannot say it's not the beauty of the body which attracts so many people to them, isn't it?
I was thinking it was beyond that they didn't have what you meant by object.
Wait, I've not finished. I say the beauty is not into what you see, into the appearance.
Yeah.
But if you look into their eyes, there's nothing there. No grasping. What a beauty. That's all. In California in the 60s, they were telling they have an Advaitic look. Yes, an Advaitic look.
Sattvic.
No, please.
More
No,
than Sattvic is
no
Advaitic.
Sattvic. Sattva is full of light. It's too much.
That light, there is no object, no ego, no nothing inside, just they are transparent.
No. It's undescribable.
Indescribable.
And even that is too much description. Yes, please. You are there. Didn't see.
Okay, so I'm here. I just had a very fun time now. I really enjoyed it. And it just reminded me that the last time I was here, what stuck to me was that you said it's your birthright to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And now I could salt or sugar back and forth. I could just well, maybe see the pattern that I have as I go in and out, and I tend to believe more when I'm unhappy that it's real.
Yeah. It's a bad habit,
Which
huh?
doesn't really make me happier, but well.
Sure, yeah.
And
It's due to the past, you see. It's due to the past.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes, I think it's a load. It feels
Yes, of course. So, free yourself from the past.
and it sticks more than
No, if it appears, no, it's my past. It's my birthright to be now, to be present here.
Yes, it was very
Alone.
helpful for me to really,
Yes.
I took it as a mantra in a
Yes.
way. Just
Wonderful.
always say, if I didn't get the line clear, if I didn't see the direction, it's my birthright to be happy.
Wonderful.
And it was very interesting for me because it felt as if all the questions, I mean, I have all these questions as well, but somehow I don't really manage to solve them by thinking about them.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah.
And that now really helped me. I can't really explain.
Okay,
but
no,
I
it's
just
very
sort
nice.
Of course, and I go in and out, and it goes round and round, and I only have to step. No, I don't have to step, but it's at the same time I can leave it. I had to laugh then, and I could feel that by laughing, I sort of was not in. And I wanted to thank you because it was really a big present for me when you said the last time.
Yes.
You didn't only say that it's your birthright to be happy, but you also said, hey, ask me. Which reminded me that it's always there. Whatever I'm looking for, when I'm here with you, I can ask you, but still it's always there. I can always
Wonderful.
not ask for it, but
Wonderful.
maybe see it. Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, any description will not do,
No,
but
no,
very
so-
good.
so-
Very good.
so
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful direction. Welcome to Satsang. So, in Satsang you hear something else than general conversation. So, allow that something else to enter your life. Maybe I just say a few words in other words also so that you understand. Consciousness, says Papaji. Huh? Consciousness means here who you really are. Oh no, we try to hear. Huh? Okay. Consciousness. The senses cannot feel it. The senses, all what your body offers. And the mind cannot understand it. You can try to know what's consciousness, you will never make it out. Consciousness alone is everywhere and rises as I within you. It is the shining of the sun and the motion of the earth. The mind cannot go to touch it or to reach it, and will miss it if it tries to find it. These attempts are movements hiding the stillness. That's what you are. It is found only by itself when the mind does not move. Check all movements of mind for one moment only. Stop all desires and all thought for 1 second only, especially the first thought of I, for 1 instant only, and you are beyond the cycle of birth and death forever. This cycle is called samsara, your own imagination. You close your eyes for 1 instant. If there is any question, you can ask whenever you like. No prasad. In India, when someone goes to a guide and that the guide is happy, he gives some prasad. So we do the same, why not?
Wow. Very good.
Tiens, cali, 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 cali. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you very much.